Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Colleen C to Serendipity. I'm Colleen. Welcome into my new viewers and welcome back to my Serendipity subbies. Today is January 14th, 2023, and I would like to bring you this day in history. It was the ultimate all-American romance. A tall, handsome hero of the country's national pastime captures the heart of a beautiful, glamorous Hollywood star. But the brief, volatile marriage of Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio, the couple wed on January 14th, 1954, barely got past the honeymoon before cracks began to show in its brilliant veneer. In 1952, the New York Yankees slugger DiMaggio asked an acquaintance to arrange a dinner date with Monroe, the buxom blonde model turned actress whose star was on the rise after supporting roles in films as Monkey Business 1952 and a leading role in the B-movie thriller Don't Bother to Knock 1952. The press immediately picked up on the relationship and began to cover it exhaustively, though Monroe and DiMaggio preferred to keep a low profile, spending evenings at home or in a back corner of DiMaggio's restaurant. On January 14, 1954, they were wed at San Francisco City Hall, where they were mobbed by reporters and fans. Monroe had apparently mentioned the wedding plans to someone at her film studio who leaked to the press. While Monroe and DiMaggio were on their honeymoon in Japan, Monroe was asked to travel to Korea to perform for the American soldiers stationed there. She complied, leaving her unhappy new husband in Japan. After they returned to the United States, tensions continued to build, particularly around DiMaggio's discomfort with his wife's sexy image. One memorable blow-up occurred when, in September 1954, on New York City's set of the director Billy Wilder's The 7-Year Itch, as Monroe filmed the now famous scene in which she stands over a subway grate with the air blowing her skirt up. A crowd of onlookers and press gathered. Wilder himself had reportedly arranged the media attention. As her skirt blew up again and again, the crowd cheered uproariously, and DiMaggio, who was on set, became irate. DiMaggio and Monroe were divorced on October 1954, just 274 days after they were married. In her filing, Monroe accused her husband of mental cruelty. She married the playwright Arthur Miller in 1956, but their marriage also ended in divorce in January 1961, leaving Monroe in a state of emotional fragility. In February 1961, she was admitted to a psychiatric clinic. It was DiMaggio who secured her release and took her to the Yankees, Florida spring training camp for rest and relaxation. Though rumors swirled about their marriage, they maintained their good friends status. When the 36-year-old Monroe died of a drug overdose on August 5, 1962, DiMaggio arranged the funeral for the next 2 decades until his own death in 1999. He sent roses several times a week to her grave in Los Angeles. And now I'd like to read you another This Day in History, since that one was pretty short. Let me get it up here. On January 14th, 1784, the Continental Congress ratifies the Treaty of Paris, ending the War of Independence. In the document, which was known as the Second Treaty of Paris because the Treaty of Paris was also the name of the agreement that had ended the 7-Year War in 1763. Britain officially agreed to recognize the independence of its 13 former colonies as the new United States of America. In addition, the treaty settled the boundaries between the United States and what remains of British North America. U.S. fishermen won the right to fish in the Grand Banks off the Newfoundland coast and in the coast of St. Lawrence. Both sides agreed to ensure payments to the creditors and other nations of debts incurred during the war and to release all prisoners of war. The United States promised to return land confiscated during the war to its British owners, to stop any further confiscation of British property, and to honor the property left by the British Army on U.S. shores, including Negroes or slaves. Both countries assumed perpetual rights to access the Mississippi River. Despite the agreement, many of these issues remain points of contention between the two nations in the post-war years. The British did not abandon their western forts as promised, and attempts by the British merchants to collect outstanding debts from the Americans were unsuccessful, as American merchants were unable to collect their customers, many of whom were struggling farmers. In Massachusetts, where by 1786 the courts were clogged with foreclosures proceedings, farmers rose in a violent protest known as Shea Rebellion, which tested the ability of the new United States to maintain law and order within its borders, and incited serious reconsideration of the Articles of Confederation. I want to thank you for watching today, and I want you to stay safe and stay blessed. And remember to smile, because I love you, but more importantly, our Lord Jesus Christ loves you the most. And I want you to remember I go live every Saturday night at 5 p.m. Central, and that's 6 p.m. Eastern. And at January 14th, I will go live with a special birthday bash. So I hope to see you all there, and have a blessed day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye now.